Our own Sara Eisen at the World Economic Forum in Davos, and she sat down with actress and philanthropist Priyanka Chopra Jonas, who has one big message for the world's billionaires.
First time Davos attendee.
Yes, first time WEF attendee.
Yes, Priyanka Chopra Jonas is here in support of Global Citizen with a message for billionaires. What is it?
Well, not just billionaires, but high net worth individuals, MNCs, multinationals. So it's really interesting that in 2015 at the United Nations General Assembly, 193 countries came together and made the Sustainable Development Goals, right? Which was all of us as a world coming together and saying, by 2030, we want to eradicate extreme poverty, we want to control climate change, we want to be able to do things which are sort of so interlinked that they all have to be tackled together. 5 years in, we're completely off track. So it takes major strides in actually being able to achieve the goals that we had set in 2015, because what the government's promised has not happened at the scale at which it should happen. We need philanthropy at scale, and the only way to do it is to ask the richest in the world when it comes to corporations and individuals to be able to donate massively, and that's the only way to do it. Otherwise,
so how did you get involved in this? I know you've worked with UNICEF for a while, and how do you balance your work in Hollywood and also some of these projects that you're focused on?
I mean, philanthropy has been a really important part of my life since I started in the business about almost 20 years ago. I realized very quickly that I come from India, a country which has seen extreme poverty and extreme wealth live hand in hand, and there's sort of desensitization to that. And having grown up in that, and my parents being physicians, I kind of learned really quickly that you can make a really big difference because we're privileged. I have a privilege because I have a home, I have the ability to feed myself and my family, I have the ability to have an education and an opinion, and that gives me a privilege. Just like that, in the world as it is, the privileged countries that have the ability to take care of their people have the responsibility to take care of the ones that don't have that. And that's the only way for the world to find a balance.
So there are a lot of business leaders from around the world here. Is there anyone you're particularly interested in meeting?
Anyone I'm gunning after?
Yeah.
No, I'm not someone who's going to gun after anybody. It's really, there are many that I admire tremendously, like Bill and Melinda Gates, of course, and there are today, in fact, there's a list of Forbes list of 25 biggest givers that came out, and it was incredible to see so many names in there, people who have actually contributed so much from their individual wealth into solving the world's issues. And I feel like this is just me on behalf of Global Citizen, as an ambassador of the world, as a citizen of the world, someone who's concerned, just imploring to people who have the ability to move things to do it.
Some people make fun of Davos and the global elites for all gathering here in this fancy snow resort mountain.
Trust me,
talking about
it's real cold.
It's cold, but they make fun of flying on the private jets to talk about climate change. And
I flew commercial, so
no, I'm just wondering if you face the same kind of criticism.
Look, there's criticism for everything. The way I see it is, I'm doing something. Are you? Like, really. Eventually, that's very easy to turn around, and yes, there are pros and cons, vices and virtues to every single thing that happens, but I think it's really important to keep the conversation going and not be distracted by anything else except for the fact that there's an urgent need to make a change, and whoever and however that is possible, I'm going to be a part of that movement.